Here with the kid that is craze. Yeah. So we're back again, episode 2, Talk the Things. I'm here with my guy, 90s.
Come on, man.
Fam. You good?
Come on, man.
Good. So with 90s, he started his career almost 10 years in the game now, isn't it?
Like
Two off.
211, I'll say. Like, on a serious thing, doing my little mixtapes and that.
I hear ya.
211, I think.
211. Way back when. So 90s has been doing this, as you've heard, for a very long time, innit? So he's been in the game, he's been about. Now, on some of your older videos, you started writing bars when you was 8. Is that right?
Yeah, so like I wrote my first song. It was a R&B thing. So back then it was R&B.
Yeah.
I was like 8 or something, 7 or 8.
Yeah, man.
I remember exactly what it was as well.
Yeah, go on, talk things,
It was
innit?
in them pissy flats, man.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, fam.
So, with that in mind, your dad was a musician, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It is the Let It All Out tune.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Deep
Yeah. That was a very deep track. You was talking about, obviously, the relationship between your dad and your mum and how it didn't go as well as you wanted it to go. They ended up splitting up and going their separate ways. And
from the beginning, though.
Talk to me about that. How did it go?
Obviously, like I still remember things like my dad going on the top bunk because I must have been sleeping on the bottom bunk, and my sister might have been in the cot, and my dad's reaching for the mattress and putting the mattress off, and then he's sleeping downstairs.
Yeah.
But imagine as a proper kid, I'm 5 or something. Like, you see things, but you don't really understand it.
What's
until you
actually
get older.
going on in it? Yeah.
Things imprint on your mind, innit? You think, yo, obviously, he's sleeping in the front room on a mattress on the floor, innit? Obviously.
Yeah.
At times when
hard times, innit? Yeah. As well, innit?
Right, you get me? So from there, like, I don't even know how long after that this one. You know what I mean? It just didn't work in it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It just never
clicked from there, innit?
Never was that. You get me?
Because in that track as well, you was talking about some serious times. Like, you were saying that there was times when you was in the cot and your mum was sleeping on the floor next to you. Yeah, that sounds deep, fam. It sounds like you come up from hard beginnings, innit? And obviously from your earlier raps, you talk a lot about that and the things that you were seeing around the area that you was living in. So, did you first start living in Jackie Court? Is that where you first?
Jackie Smart Court.
Yeah, Jackie Smart Court. That's where you first started. From what I've listened to in your previous raps.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. I was born in Little London, like across the road from Blackman Lane. Innit?
Okay.
I was born there. My mum and dad was living in a shared house, innit? Was living in a shared house, and then they moved to Jackie Smart Court. Them times there, I think. Like, I'm not too sure, but I think Jackie Smart Court was like kind of. I don't know if it was new. I don't know if I'm getting that wrong, but anyways, I got a yard there, 16 Jackie Smart Court, and then soon enough we moved there. I'm a baby.
So what area is Jackie Smart Court in for the people who don't know where that is? Yeah, okay. So it's in Chapeltown, deep in the heart, Chapeltown outskirts.
In the heart. This to me, this is where everything was going on in it. So when even before I was allowed outside as a kid, you know, you might, I don't know, on your way to school, the school run, or looking out your window, or just seeing certain things, like, you know, when you're only allowed
certain
garden,
distances,
I'm seeing what's going on, like,
because you say it in the song, in that song that we was just talking about, the Let It All Out, you're talking about growing up around, not around, but watching and seeing crackheads and prostitutes, like on your way to school and that. Like, to a normal kid, well, what we class as normal is like a child who grows up with both parents. They're obviously, they go to school in a average area. Not everybody obviously gets the opportunity as yourself to do that, but what is normally classed off to the average working person as normal is a decent surrounding. They're not really brought up around like them type of things. Like, how was it for you on a daily basis then? You're on the way to school and you're seeing, like, let's say a prostitute random on the street, or a
this
crackhead.
This is normal to us though.
Nah, I know, but
that's
explain it.
Thing.
Like,
this is normal. This is normal to me. Like, we don't know any different. So coming up, like all the hardships man go through, it's just normal. We don't see it as that. You get me? Until you get older and you're talking to someone that's not from where you're from, you realize how it's
different.
How it's
so like
how you get me?
Yeah. So when you explain it then to, let's say, like a normal person, then what's the reaction that you normally get? Like, obviously for me it's a bit shocking, but I grew up in Beeston, so at the same time I know exactly what you're talking about. It wasn't like on my doorstep per se, but around my area there was things like that going on like all the time. So I kind of know what you're on about, but I don't really know the in-depth, like on the way to school I see like a crackhead or something. I can't say that I seen that, you get me? But like, in terms for you, what did you feel like, just obviously because you're going to go to school now, and you let's say you tell your friend, oh man, just seen a crackhead. What was like their general reaction to that?
Like, certain times being young, I'd say to my boy, yo, should we go to Spencer Place and see if we can see a prostitute? And Spencer Place is just down the road, innit?
Yeah.
So like, we literally go and walk down.
Yeah.
See if we can see a prostitute, and we're like 7 years old. You get me? Or I'm playing football with my peoples in Jackie Smart Court. All of a sudden, I'm just seeing bare police pulling up across the road, and then I must have just seen like bare man just coming out of 1 yard opposite Jackie Smart's.
Yeah.
Bare police, bare man getting locked up, and we're stopping football as kids to watch what's going on.
Yeah.
And at the time, it's kind of like entertainment kind of thing. You're like, yo, this is mad, innit?
Yeah, what's going on?
You get me? Like, these is just the things that's going on. You get me? Just regular like hood shit, innit?
Yeah. So how would you say that affected you, like growing up and then to now? So like, obviously you've been through that. How has that changed you as a person? Do you think it's had a serious effect on like who you are and how you behave, or is it just like a little bit, would you say?
I guess you just have a different perspective on life. Like, I'm not naive to certain things, you get me? Like, I know a certain man that grew up in the hood where their mum or aunties was a crackhead or a prostitute, you get me? Like,
shit,
flipping, like, someone that went to my mum's school who she used to play with as a kid, she's ended up being a prostitute and a crackhead, innit? Like
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's a bit mad. I wouldn't say that.
Would you say it's traumatizing? Well, not like, obviously it has some elements of trauma to it, but would you say that you've had like, not nightmares, but do you think about it regular? Like, so let's say before you go to sleep, have you ever like just woke up and been like, rah, that's my flashback of them things?
Yeah, like, I won't class that as traumatizing. Certain elements of coming up, certain things that have happened have ended up being like kind of traumatic when you get to my kind of age, you get me? But I won't class it as traumatizing, because at the time it was just normal.
Yeah. You was just living life, and you was a kid at the end of the day, so you weren't really. So, obviously, going back to that, because I remember in college when you was trying to build up your relationship back with your dad, and yeah, so how did that go then in terms of you getting your relationship back with your dad? Like what happened with that?
It was always us as kids just really wanting our dad to be in our life. You get me? So it's always us reaching out to him. It was never the other way around. You get what I'm saying? So we're seeing him at carnival. He's got other kids. You get me? There's like 5 of us. My older sister, she's from the outskirts of London. You get me? So like I found her on Facebook when I was 15. So I've got flashbacks of when she used to come up to Leeds when she was real young. I was a baby. She used to read my stories. You get me? Like, you get me, read my stories before I went to bed. And then there was just no contact between her and my dad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm seeing him at carnival, yeah, and just always like proper, yeah. I'm a son. I look up to my dad. You get me? For the times when he's been in my life. You know what I'm saying? My dad has got gold teeth. You get me? He's got gold teeth. He's got his hench. He does the way he carries himself. I've always what's the word? Like I've
looked up to him.
I've proper like
idolized
him in a way. But it's kind of like idolizing a ghost.
Yeah, because you idolize more the thought of him rather than actually himself. Yeah.
Get me? I ain't got no brothers. You get me? I am the brother. So where's my example? My thoughts of, you know, like what I see a man should be. You get me? Because I've seen my dad do mad shit, man. I've seen my dad like pull up to places and pull out certain things from the boot and go handle what he's got to handle. You get me? And I'm in the car and I'm seeing all of this. You get me? And I'm thinking like, yo, like just as a macho man, you get me? That's what I've always
doing.
I've always looked up to, but it's never been there.
To fully grasp.
So I've always it's kind of like the carrot.
Dangling,
the donkey,
chasing it. Yeah.
My whole life I've been fucking
chasing what you thought.
What I thought.
Yeah. Was
you get me?
That idol? Yeah.
And it fucked me up, fam. You get me? It fucked me up, fam. It caused a lot of pain in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. What was the question? The original question.
The original question was like when you tried to get back that relationship with your dad, and obviously,
because you were saying in college.
Yeah. When you was in college, I remember you trying to bring back that relationship with him. Like what happened from that? Because obviously, I remember there was a point where he was on it. Like he was like, yeah, he's back in my life. We're doing this. I'm going to see him and his kids. He was staying at his house. He was like fully back, like what it looked like in it. They was both in their life again. You get me? You had your dad back, per se. What changed or what happened which made it go back to how it was?
I feel like if it was never in my life, I would have known no different. I would have just continued my life. But because it's been in and out of my life, it's a different situation now of me as the only boy on some real shit. You've got your mum. There's a different type of relationship. But with your dad, like he was what I needed
to keep you.
It was what I needed, you get me? But like it'll be a situation where I'd see him for a certain period, a year, 2 years, and I'd never see him again for 8 years. when it's my birthday, I remember my mum. My mum did like a surprise birthday for me one time, innit?
Mm.
I've come home, the lights are off, bust the lights on, surprise, happy birthday. And I'm a little kid, I started crying, fam, because my dad's not there. You get me? My mum's there with her boyfriend. And her boyfriend's feeling like, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at my mum, and I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking like, I don't know, it's just a weird thing, innit?
It's like,
I'm
you're
just,
not really my dad.
I'm
like
meant,
that.
I'm meant to see my dad, but he's not
innit?
my
You're
dad, fam.
supposed to
And
be there.
I've brought down, I've started crying, fam. And my mum was like, yo, what, like,
What's going on,
why are you crying,
yeah.
innit? And then he's like, yo, because his dad's not here, innit? He got what
He
what,
knew exactly, because, like, because obviously, I'm lucky in that sense, because obviously my dad was always there, even though most of the time he was working and grafting to obviously give us the opportunity to have a better life, where obviously we come home, we watch TV together for a couple of hours, and then I'd have to go to bed, because it's about that time, innit? But like, yeah, like, I couldn't imagine, because psychologically, obviously not in the fact that obviously your mum's a woman at the end of the day, she's obviously gonna, if your dad's not there, she's gonna have, she has needs in it, she's a woman in it. So like, for you to see another man in the position where your dad's supposed to be, like, that must have, like, what effect does that have on you? Because obviously, as you said, when you first seen it, it was a shock, and obviously it made you burst out into tears. Like, what effect has?
It's deeper than that, because this man was now, he's a part of our life. He knew that we weren't his kids, so the way he treated us was, that period of my life wasn't a good life. He wasn't a good time either. Like, he used to bully me. I feel like when I was young, he used to bully me because this is my mum's man. She's trying to do right by him, right or wrong. You get me?
Exactly.
But he used to do shit like ground me for months as a kid. Take away my TV, my PlayStation, my phone, everything like that. He used to buy his own shopping. So as to where if I'm hungry, I can't eat the food in the fridge because he's bought it. Yeah. I can't watch the TV in the front room because it's his TV. He's brought all his shit into my yard, and he's telling me I can't watch TV because it's his. He's stashed certain types of food away, so I can't eat it because it's his. Like, these are the things we used to do, and he's got other kids, but he's from London, innit? His kids live in London. To my like knowledge, he's not really in his kids' life like that, because he's in Leeds, fam. He lives in Leeds, you get me? He's not in his kids, so like, obviously certain times man didn't used to listen to my man, because at the end of the day, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do in it. So in his response, he used to just try bullying man, fam. I remember when talking about the clash, my first clash in town, I had to lie in order to go to town to have that clash. One time I was standing at the bus stop in my plain clothes. I had my own clothes on. I was on the way to town. Imagine he's working, he's doing lorry driving, and he's passing the same road that I'm standing at the bus stop, and I'm not in my school uniform. So he stops in the middle of the road in his big lorry. He's like, yo, where are you going? How come you're not in your school uniform? I'm like, it's non-uniform day, innit? He's like, all right, cool. He drives on, innit? Well, by the time I got home, fam, you know what I mean? My mum, I think she rang the school, found out I was chatting shit, innit? And then it was just, as a big man, my man tried to bully me. I'm seeing my man hit my mum and shit like that, fam. You get what I'm saying? Like, so, like, all of these things, knowing that my dad's not there, fam, and I've got this guy in my yard trying to treat me
Yeah,
like
dirt
it,
and that.
it fucks you up in a way. You
Yeah,
get what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, yo, that's another reason as to why I needed my dad there. You get me? How have I got this brother in my
Yeah,
yard
it's
from
just some
London
any guy.
trying to
Yeah.
and you get what I'm saying? He's not worrying about his biological kids.
But yeah, he's gonna
coming up
try
here trying to you get me? Trying to
impose
treat me,
himself onto me, innit?
and
Yeah.
my mum's just running with it at the time because you know what love's
Yeah,
like. Man, you
exactly.
get
She
me?
doesn't see it in it. Like obviously the things that he's doing behind the closed doors and like how he's cheating, she'll never see that, and he'll never obviously
Nah.
put that in her face because he's out the door. You get me? So yeah, that's mad.
So that was another hard time in my
Yeah.
life, being young, being powerless,
Yeah.
not having no say, nothing. I just gotta run with it, man. You get what I'm saying? And fucking yeah, man. Like the time what you're describing of these college times when I got back in contact with my dad, it never lasted. It's never lasted, fam. It's just been
Another phase.
It's just been the carrot in front of the donkey again. You get what I'm saying? And then fast forward to the times when I'm getting bagged and I'm getting locked up and rare. I got back in contact with my dad again, but this is through his daughter. I've got a younger brother and I've got a younger sister. My younger sister must have got in contact with a mutual person. It was Nathaniel's mum, my big cousin's mum. They live in the same proximity, in it. They live in the same street. So my little sister must have been reaching out to her brother and sister who she doesn't know. Last time I've seen my little sister when she's a baby. 2-2s now, she's reached out to Nathaniel's mum. Nathaniel's mum's put the message back to us. I'm in contact with my dad on the phone now. He's not too sure about the whole situation. He's kind of like saying, yo, he's basically saying, I'm getting on with my life, innit? Like, his daughter's trying to reach out to man. And in the end, we must have, like, slowly got back in contact with my dad again. And I remember I'm living under my dad's roof now. My mum's kicked me out, innit? My mum's kicked me out. I'm staying at my dad's, trying to build that connection with my dad again. And like,
so yeah, let's get into college times. So obviously I met you in the first year of college and we was in the same media and art class, and you've always been sick at art from what I remember. Like when did you start doing your art and stuff like that? When was you started drawing and stuff like that?
From Nathaniel again. From being real young, being at my nana's. You gotta think, my nana's old, you get me? So a lot of times we're entertaining ourselves. My mum, she's got 2 kids, no dad. She's working all the time. When she comes back from work, she's sleeping. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're spending a lot of times at my grandma's. Because we're getting raised by our grandma, you get what I'm saying? But my nana's old, so as a kid, we used to just roam around the street. Or if we're inside, we're doing things to entertain ourselves. We've always been creative, innit? So, from young, we used to paint, draw, like, just do whatever, you get me? So, my cousin's like whatever he was on, I was on. So, like, I feel like from young, we're just young geniuses in our own right. You get what I'm saying? Like,
and would you say obviously your surroundings, and because obviously of how you didn't really have, let's say, like a PlayStation or anything like that, it kind of forced it out of you in a way?
pressure
would you
makes
say?
diamonds, fam.
Perfect.
You get what I'm saying? Pressure makes diamonds. So when you don't have all of these things, you've got to put your mind you got to stimulate your mind in a way that you're really putting like practice into what you're doing.
Do gem of the
you're
week,
putting
eh?
practice
Yeah,
into what
yeah,
you're doing.
yeah.
So when I'm drawing, I've always had like my cousin there, because he's older and he's more advanced than me. His drawings are better than mine.
Yeah, so you're always trying to keep up.
It's like when you train with a man who's bigger than you. So every time you're lifting something, you're lifting more than you can do, which makes you progress quicker. I feel like when I look back, no one had the time to nurture us as kids and to be like, yo, your things are sick, you know, keep doing it. Like,
that little
we're gonna put you in an
motivation.
avenue as to where you can like push that.
Yeah,
you get me into it, and like never had any of that. You get
and
me?
I think that's the difference between like nowadays and back in the day. Back in the day, you had to be like, as you said, you would have had to have the parents that have accomplished a lot in life in it, so they're at a point where they can physically give up that time to not work and get the extra funds that they need to pay the bills.
You gotta think around me. I had examples of gamblers that spend all their money in the bookies.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like gamblers, people like the examples I had around me really was like when you're talking about traumatic, getting to an age that I'm at now, I've had no influence. Everywhere I've got today is because of me. And because of the passion and the drive that I have within myself to get myself to a point.
That's all,
Get me? It's been no one else. No one's. If anything, if they've taken a left, and not that, taking this left has caused them just the wrong route in life. So for me to tell you and give you the blueprint, I'm gonna tell you not to take that left because this is what.
This is where it's gonna go.
You need to go right. If anything, man, have told me, yo, go left.
Just to make you.
You know what I mean? Because really and truly, like, that's why, like, your family in a way, like, I don't know, like,
I understand what you mean. They can only push you to what they know, because they don't really have the knowledge of the extracurriculars, the big achievements. They can't really push you to that because they don't know how to push you. In your earlier raps, you talk about not wanting to be the stereotypical hoodman, basically. Not wanting to shop drugs and stuff like that, and not wanting to rob people and not wanting to do all like the badness and stuff like that. So obviously it's come to a point now, because obviously I seen what you was trying to do in college. Like, you was grafting your ass off, you get me? You was doing the swimming coaching and lifeguarding. You was doing that and you was on your progression. And obviously I understand that may not have been obviously providing the lifestyle and the things that you wanted, because obviously at the same time you was trying to be a rapper. So to keep up with that lifestyle,
I had to fund it.
Exactly. So is that what made you have to go into this lifestyle now, would you say?
I won't say that was it. Yeah. The realness of it is, I'm a good youth, fam. You know what I'm saying? I've got my mum, who's literally like, I remember coming out of jail and going back to my mum's for the first time, and I'm at my mum's now and I'm looking around and I'm thinking like, oh, wow, like, I need to really thank my mum, fam. You get me? Like, coming from where we've come from, in my yard looks Chris. My mum's working nights, I'm bringing girl around to my yard, real young. I'm living with my sister, I'm telling my sister, yo, stay upstairs. You get what I'm saying? Stay upstairs, watch some DVDs. Because I'm trying to bring I'm trying to But I was never like shook of bringing a girl around to my yard because my yard looks crisp, fam. You get me? People might think that we're up.
In comparison.
Living where we're living. Like my mum, she brought us up in the fucking. She brought us up in the hood. You get me? What we've spoke about, but she moved us out to give us like
A fresh mindset,
a
innit?
fresh mindset. Like I'm walking to school and I'm seeing big yards and shit like that. You get me?
Giving you the motivation, innit?
Yeah, like real shit. And I'm thinking like, yo, my mum, yeah, I swear down, she's made the best of the worst. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, that shit costs. So behind the scenes, we're really struggling. The realness of it. My mum's coming to me crying because she can't afford to pay the bills and shit like that. Like, I'm hearing my mum constantly talk about money and how, like, she's broke and how, like, this is... Still to this day, it's the same conversation. So imagine what that does to you as a man and you don't have your dad as a man. You're thinking, like, when you're the only son, yeah, they say this thing about the man of the house. You know what I mean? But how can I be the man of the house when we can't afford to live in this house? She's talking about she's struggling to pay these bills to the point where we're going to get evicted. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's life pressures, G. So I'm working at a job, really, when I turned 16, when I turned 16, 17, them times there, my mum's had a conversation with me briefly saying like, yo, they're not giving us both no more because you're of age now. So it's time for you to get a job. Either that or you gotta move out, fam. You get me? You gotta move out. And luckily I got the job that I was in, the lifeguard thing, because my cousin, yet again, Nathaniel, looking up to him and following what he's doing. He was a lifeguard. You get me? So he's like, yo, I can get you this job. You just gotta pass these swimming things that you gotta do, because you gotta swim a certain distance. Rescue your
little lifeguard thing.
Someone who's drowning in it. These times it's like a floating body.
A weighted float, innit?
You gotta rescue that, swim it back, and imagine I can't swim. You know when they say black people can't swim? I can't swim, fam. So I want to get a job. I really want to get a job because my mum's pressuring me, fam. My mum's pressuring me. I want to get a job. So I learned how to swim. I swear down, I passed the exam on the actual last day because the exam's like a week long. You're training for a week, and on the last day you do the exam to get the job, to get the qualification. I passed on the last day. I learned how to swim on the last day, G. You know what I'm saying? Just because I have to.
Pressure,
I'm thinking. I'm not thinking like, yo, because if anything, like, I would have just said, yo, man can't swim in it. But I'm thinking of my mum, fam. I'm thinking, yo, I need to help. I need to help pay bills. You get me? So I'm thinking, I gotta do this shit, fam. So I ended up passing on last day. I got the job in it. So I'm working as a lifeguard now. And like, you gotta think, I've always had big dreams. I've always wanted to do the music thing. You get me? So I'm working in this job now. A year turns into 2. 2 years turn into 3, 4. And music's still my escapism. That's where I want to go, to say, yo, you gotta use your 9-to-5 job as a stepping stone. You get me? Like I said, I'm in this job 4 years, fam. Like, depression's hitting me at this point because I got into the job because of my cousin. It's not ideally what I want to do. I'm seeing people that work in the job telling me, yo, I've just accepted the fact that I'm gonna die in this job. Like, they're working for the weekend. You know how 9-to-5 is. They're working for the weekend. They're like, yo, they're real, like, you know what it is in a 9-to-5 job, innit? Like, everyone's depressed, fam. You get me? The conversation, like, it's just not for me, for a person with so much ambition, Like, I'm feeling this is the trap, fam. I've done being in the trap, fam. You get what I'm saying? And it just came to a point where like they were just like how they treat. You got to think your manager's got a boss.
Yeah, exactly.
So your manager's getting pulled in a room like, oh, what's going on? They're under pressure. You get what I'm saying? Because they've got a mortgage, they've got kids, they're under pressure, and they're just filtering that negative shit down onto.
Yeah, it's just a never ending.
You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing my manager come to me and say, there's bare people working on shift. He's like, Jamal, go outside and empty the bins. Jamal, go clean the toilets. And he's going in the office, banging out his Facebook poker. You know what I'm saying? And I'm after so many years of this, I'm feeling like I'm putting so much into this, and I'm not getting nothing out. And obviously I can leave the job and get another job.
Yeah, because you was working far as well from where you was working in Morley.
I used to catch 4 buses.
To Morley.
I ain't even got to the point where I'm trying to help myself because I'm trying to help my mum.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And when we was obviously in college, I seen you doing this graft and you was putting in work. What I didn't understand, because obviously I'm not looking at it as to what's going on in the background for you. So now that you've explained that, it makes a lot more sense to where your mindset was and some of the decisions that you've took on from that point. So like, when obviously you said you was dealing with depression and that, like, obviously you was only, 16, 17, going on 18
I was like now. 19 these times.
19 when this hit.
19, 20.
So like, at that age, what was it like dealing with the depression?
I didn't understand what depression was.
Because
it's a kind of like, if you was to say that you're depressed, people are looking at you like.
Yeah, because back then there was no like advocates for like mental health and things like that.
Only now. I'm like, before going to jail, they're putting up posters in the gym talking about men. There's so many, like, I don't even know.
Like suicide rates and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like giving the percentages of men that are depressed, you get what I'm saying? And I couldn't identify with being depressed.
Yeah,
but
and what depression
I
is.
felt it. I felt it, you get what I'm saying? Like, I remember fucking like breaking down to my boy on the phone. I wasn't crying, but I was just so like, I was coming to the breaking point of life. You get me? Like, my mum's friends will come to the house and be watching, like, I used to watch little movies, like, you know, The Mask. Remember The Mask, the film?
Yeah.
I'm knowing The Mask word for word. And I'm like, I'm just doing whatever I'm doing. Just a little kid
actions around it.
Yeah. My mum's friends are sitting down, like, watching me. I'm thinking, like, yo, this guy's not, he's not a normal kid. He's not a normal kid. You get what I'm saying? And I'm now, like, I'm in my early 20s. And we're suffering, fam. Behind the scenes, innit? We're suffering. And we got to the point anyways where my mum's saying, yo, we're gonna get evicted. You get what I'm saying? We can't afford to live where we're living. She's crying to me, but this has got to the breaking point. But before that, if I'm like, since I can remember, my mum's been struggling because she's been on her own, you get me? And think about what that does to your mental as the man of the house. Yeah. Think about what that does to your mental, hearing this, or like, you get what I'm saying? So, anyways, now there were some situation happened at work, anyways, to a point where the manager sat me down in the office and he was like, listen, if you want to stay here, you can either be a full-time cleaner, or you can fuck off. You get what I'm saying? Because, like, they were cutting it short. They were just like taking the piss. You get me? They were just taking the piss with man, like treating man like some slave. You get me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, me within myself, knowing my worth, I'm thinking, this is not right. You get me? Like, I turn up. For years, I've done beyond my job, and I never get like anything in return. You get what I'm saying? And he's telling me, yo, you can be a cleaner, knowing I'm a level 2 fully qualified teacher. I remember going to the where did I go now? I might have gone to the mobile wars or something, and I seen a kid that I used to teach parents. She took a picture of me with the kid. This kid idolizes me. Certain times where I've had kids tell me in like the right little like thank you notes and shit, and they're saying like, you're my hero and shit, and I'm thinking, I'm not your hero.
Exactly.
Your mum or dad should be your hero. You get me? Saying all this, the took a picture of me. You get me? And then they're telling me this at work. You can leave a clean. I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm gone. But knowing I'm gone, yeah, like it was a situation like
how did that conversation go with like your mum when you got home like that day?
I never had the conversation.
So you never told her?
I never had the conversation. It was a situation like, it's kind of deep in it. Coming from where I'm coming from, in the hood, in Chapeltown and shit, I've always known, unsubconsciously, if I was ever in a dire situation, yeah, where I didn't know what to do,
I could go back to that.
I can trap fam. I can sell drugs, because this is what I've seen from young. You get me? I remember you worked in Foot Locker. I remember going to Foot Locker begging for a job, saying, yo, you got any jobs? And he's saying, nah, not right.
Kev,
not right. Yeah,
I remember.
He's saying not right now, but McDonald's are hiring.
Most people from Leeds, when they knew me back in the day, I used to be called Foot Locker. Because when man used to come Foot Locker, exactly, from 16, you get me? Since I left high school, I somehow managed to impress my man to the point where he gave me the job as soon as I left school. So I was lucky in terms of that. But
you used to have all the fresh kicks and everything there. My things are looking beat down.
Again, you've got big feet as well, so your shoes wasn't cheap, you get me? I remember when you used to always come in, you asked me for size 11s, and I'm like, bruv, you don't have them, fam. We don't got that, fam. But nah, like, I used to make some dumb mistakes because I was a kid. I used to, like, give people discount. I shouldn't have give people discounts. They always used to bite me in the back. And Kevin used to always treat me as a kid, but I respect him for doing it because, obviously, it taught me what I needed to. Like, when he left and he moved to the other store, that's when the St. John's Foot Locker went downhill for me. Like, in terms of what you were saying, like, the realness of what you've just told me is just, like, it makes a lot more sense now. Because I've always questioned, because one of my main questions and why I wanted you here is because I wanted to ask, like, that was one of the main questions. What made you go from that guy who was working, grafting his ass off, he was in the right position, he was going in the right direction, he was rapping, he was doing it right, you get me? And then you flipped it. And obviously it makes sense now. It makes complete sense as to why you did that. And because it was like basically your only option, pretty much.
I'm trying to bring my mum back, fam. It's not even about me. I'm trying to bring my mum back, fam.
But that's what I mean. Like that was the option that you was given, you get me? Like obviously each person has their own path.
I never chose this life, fam. You get me? You can ask Lord, you get me? Like I never wanted to do this because I seen the outcome of it from young. Yeah. I remember playing football in the street, flipping. I'm in goal, man are taking shots at me, and I'm diving to save the shot, and I'm literally just missing fucking needles and shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm missing needles from me. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's bare crackers. My nana saying to me that man used to be shotting, taking chairs and throwing shit in my nana's garden. And my nana's picking it up, saying, "Yo, me found some drugs in the garden." You get what I'm saying? You finding drugs, like this is what I'm saying about back then. It was normal to us, but it's the fucking, it's a war zone going on
Yeah.
behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, so with me leaving where I was working, like, it was a desperation thing in it. I said to my boy, yo, look, this is the situation, and you know what he said to me? He's like, nah. Yeah, this is my best friend, fam. I'm breaking down to him on the phone, telling him the situation, and I'm saying, fam, like, I don't know what else to do. You get me? Like,